So in this video we're going to making this particular bag old jean. So it's a used jean. I used it and cut 14 inches by 10.5 inches, and this is the zipper we're to be using, the zip cloth. Then this is the zip head or zip runner. That's the correct name for zip runner. This is the lining. The lining is going to be this Ankara fabric. So we'll be using belts, and the belt is going to be 7 inches by 1 inches as usual, 7 inches. I'm just doing some burning here just to avoid it, to prevent it from fraying. And this is actually not compulsory, neither is it necessary, but I'm just used to doing this. Go ahead and place your zipper and sew through. After sewing, you place your lining on it and sew through. I've always said you can do this at the same time, but depending on how you want it. But this is my own way of doing it. After sewing your zipper, you add your lining on it and sew. Place the zipper on this other side, you sew. After that, you place your lining on it as well and sew. I've always told you that you can do this at once, that is placing your zipper and your lining the same time, depending on how convenient it is for you. But I prefer doing mine this way. This is my own way of doing it. So I'll sew down the zipper before placing my lining on it, then I'll sew. I just feel like it's a double factor authenticator to make sure everything is in place and secure. So the next thing now is to turn out your fabric and top stitch. We have been doing this for a while now. I expect you to already know how to top stitch. So the next thing is to fix a zip runner, which is also known as zip head or zip teeth. Zip runner. So after fixing that zip runner, you run it through it, you remove it and rerun it again and place it at the middle. The reason is to have both ends secured so that you don't have opening when you are working. So I will have to remove the zip now to bring it to the middle. So fix it again. So here we are at the middle, and next thing is to measure 2 inches from the top to the end of the zipper, both side, 2 inches from the top to the end of the zipper. You can make this 3 inches or 2 inches, but I'm making mine 2 inches because I sometimes make it 3 inches, whichever way you prefer. But this particular tutorial I use 2 inches because it's going to be like makeup. So we're going to measure 2 inches from the top to that end of the zipper where you fix the zipper on the other side. So I'll hold it with pin so that it won't move, and do the same thing at the other side. Don't forget we are taking 2 inches from the top to the bottom of where the zipper end, that is the other side you fix the zipper. Then you just pin down to secure it. So the next thing now is to take this measurement. This time around here we are going to use centimeter. Use 3.5 centimeter inward and 2 centimeter from the down. So you're just going to rule it 2 centimeter, 2 centimeter straight, then 3.5 centimeter. You do the same thing to all the four edges. 2 centimeter from the folded area, then 3.5 centimeter from the open area inward. Make them join together like an angle, so angle 90. So after that, you cut all the angle 90 that you have drew. You cut the four angles that you have drew. After cutting it, so this is the last one. I just want to make a video of how I cut the angle here. I'm also trying as much as possible not to, trying hard not to make this video too long, and I also want it to be explanatory enough. I want even a beginner to understand it. So you just cut out the angle. Remember, it's 3.5 centimeter in and 2 centimeter downward to the folded edge. Now we are done with that. The next thing is to turn out your fabric to the wrong side. So you pick this fabric and make sure they are equally placed. You make sure they are equally placed. So you can see my placement now. 2, 3, 4. They are equally placed. You can go as far as pinning down as. So now just sew this side that you have arranged, and also sew the other side as well. That's sewing. You see, I've sewn both sides. Now you are going to turn it to the right side. Make sure you are turning from the main fabric you are using. I'm using my jean as the main fabric, so I'm going to turn from the jean. So I'll turn it till it's kind of a bit hard, because jean is harder than a fabric. If I was using both fabric, it would be easier because it will be soft even if I add soft stay to it. But the jean is a bit hard, and that hole is small for it to go through. So I'm just going to turn it out and show you the next thing. Now the inside is out. The next thing is to add the handle to the topmost part. You see, the upper part is where the zip is closer to. So where I'm holding is the down part. So before we add our zip, let's just do the finishing of the down parts. I've done something like this in my first tutorial video in this class. So I'm going to sew this opening outside, then sew this opening outside. I mean the down part too. I will sew the opening out here like this without taking it inside. After sewing, I'll now open the bag and sew it again just to make it invisible. Just watch out for the magic. So I'm just trying to make sure both the lining and the main fabric are lined. I don't mind letting the lining coming out from the fabric very well, so that I will not lose anyone when I'm trying to sew them together. So I prefer the lining coming out of the fabric very well, or at least a little bit longer, so that it will be easier to handle. So after sewing it outside like this, your normal sewing, you see this is the front of the clothes, I mean the right side of the bag. So after sewing it like this, you see, it's just to give it a sit and that look of a box, because it's like all this makeup bag that they sell in the market. So I'll pick the other side and just repeat the same thing I just did on the first side I sewed. So what I'm going to do now is to trim it My reason of trimming it is I want it to be very hidden when I turn it out and sew. So this is the down part, as I've told you earlier, because the method I will be using to hide this lace and the upper part will be different. And you can choose to use the same method if you don't mind, because I feel this one is of less stress. Using this method is of less stress compared to using the other method I'll be showing you. I just want you to know there are two methods to do this. That is why I'm showing you the other method. If not, I'll prefer to use this method for the four edges. So just open and turn it inside out. You see, it's invisible here. You can't see it here at all. It is neat. So inside here now, you just hold this place and make sure you feel where the thing get to. So you sew this place to hide the opening on the other side. You do the same thing to the other end. And then our bag is neatly sewn. The reason of doing this is because we call them sellable bags or sellable purse, so that bring the professionalism in you by doing all this right. So by the time I show you outside now, just take a look at what I'm trying to say. You see how inside is neat. Let me see the outside as well. Did you see how outside is neat? So just do the same thing to the other end.